if this pandemic has taught us anything, it's that whilst we may all be in the same storm, we're all in very different boats. People who feel psychologically safe tend to be more engaged, creative, likely to offer their suggestions and then deliver on targets in the workplace. And checking in with your people during virtual or face-to-face meetings is a great way to build that safe space. Before jumping straight into the meeting agenda or pulling apart the performance stats for the week, what if we took a moment to find out how everyone was doing? Start the meeting with a really open question, something like, what's taking up all your attention at the moment? Or what are you bringing in with you to this meeting? By doing that, we're recognizing that we're all individuals with different personal stories and circumstances. And people can share as much or as little as they feel safe and comfortable in sharing. And you can get really creative with how you answer the question. You can either do it in a sentence or just one word, or maybe even use emoji type drawings, whatever works for you. But just know that I'm fine isn't going to cut it. It's a more structured approach that can really help us prevent barriers later in the day. So, for example, if Andrew shares that he's worried about his son, who's sick at home at the moment, well, it might explain why he's uncharacteristically on edge every time the phone rings in his pocket. So that it doesn't turn into a group therapy session, however, I think it's really important to have some ground rules. One person at a time to speak, and we don't judge or probe or try and find out any more information. The facilitator just thanks the person for their contribution and moves on to the next. The next meeting, it could be a different question and might even be asked by a different person. Like anything, a new idea might be met with suspicion or maybe even hostility. But just commit to it for a month and see what happens. In my experience, feeling heard goes way further than you think.